The 2005 National Electrical Code is scheduled to be adopted for use in the Experior Exam in New Jersey, effective January 1, 2006. Therefore, anyone planning to take the Experior Exam in January 2006 will need to be familiar with the 2005 National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a widely adopted standard in the United States for the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment. It is updated every 3 years, and each edition incorporates new technologies, safety practices, and revisions based on field experience and evolving understanding of electrical hazards. Understanding the structure and content of the NEC is crucial for success in electrical exams and for safe and compliant electrical work. Let's break down what familiarity with the 2005 NEC entails. Firstly, you need to understand the NEC organization. The NEC is divided into chapters, articles, and sections, each addressing specific aspects of electrical installations. The chapters provide a broad categorization of topics such as general requirements, wiring and protection, wiring methods and materials, equipment for general use, special occupancies, special equipment, and communication systems. Within each chapter, articles delve into more specific subjects. For instance, Chapter 2, which covers wiring and protection, contains articles on topics like overcurrent protection, grounding and bonding, and surge protection. Articles are further subdivided into sections, which provide the specific requirements and guidelines for electrical installations. Section numbers are used to reference particular roles within the NEC. For example, Section 300.4 addresses protection against physical damage, and 250.50 covers grounding electrode systems. Secondly, you need to become familiar with key definitions. The NEC contains a comprehensive glossary of terms used throughout the code. Understanding these definitions is essential for interpreting the requirements accurately. For instance, knowing the difference between grounded and grounding or the definition of equipment grounding conductor is critical for proper installation and safety. Thirdly, you need to understand the general requirements. Chapter 1 of the NEC outlines general requirements that apply to all electrical installations, unless specifically modified by other sections of the code. These include requirements for working space around electrical equipment, access to electrical components, and identification of conductors. Fourthly, understand wiring and protection. Chapter 2 covers wiring and protection, which is a crucial aspect of electrical safety. This chapter includes requirements for overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, to protect against overloads and short circuits. It also covers grounding and bonding, which are essential for minimizing the risk of electrical shock and ensuring proper operation of electrical equipment. Key sections include 240 covering overcurrent protection and 250 concerning grounding and bonding. Fifthly, understand wiring methods and materials. Chapter 3 deals with wiring methods and materials, specifying the types of wiring allowed for different applications and the installation methods that must be followed. This chapter covers topics such as conduit, cables, and raceways, and it includes requirements for the proper support, protection, and termination of wiring. Familiarity with this chapter is essential for selecting the appropriate wiring method for a particular installation and ensuring that it is installed safely and correctly. Sixthly, understand equipment for general use. Chapter 4 covers equipment for general use, including items such as receptacles, switches, lighting fixtures, and appliances. This chapter includes requirements for the installation and use of these devices, as well as requirements for their listing and labeling. Understanding these requirements is important for selecting and installing equipment that meets safety standards and performs as intended. Seventhly, understand special occupancies. Chapter 5 addresses special occupancies, which are locations that have unique electrical requirements due to their specific characteristics or hazards. Examples of special occupancies include hazardous locations, healthcare facilities, and places of assembly. These locations often require additional safety measures to protect against fire, explosion, or electrical shock. Eighthly, understand special equipment. Chapter 6 covers special equipment such as electric signs, elevators, and electric welders. This chapter includes requirements for the installation and use of this equipment, taking into account the specific hazards and operating characteristics of each type of equipment. Ninthly, understand communication systems. Chapter 8 covers communication systems, including telephone, data, and cable television wiring. This chapter includes requirements for the installation and grounding of communication cables, as well as requirements for protection against lightning and other electrical hazards. Tenthly, understand tables and examples. The NEC includes numerous tables that provide information on conductor ampacity, conduit fill, and other important parameters. It also includes examples that illustrate how to apply the code requirements in specific situations. Understanding how to use these tables and examples is essential for accurate and compliant electrical installations. The 2005 NEC contains several key articles that are important for electricians and electrical contractors to be familiar with. For example, Article 210 covers branch circuits, detailing the requirements for the number and type of outlets allowed on a circuit, as well as the permissible loads. This article is crucial for ensuring that branch circuits are not overloaded and that they provide adequate power for the intended uses. Another important article is Article 250, which covers grounding and bonding. This article details the requirements for grounding electrode systems, equipment, grounding conductors, and bonding of metal parts to ensure a safe path for fault current. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for minimizing the risk of electrical shock and fire. Article 300 covers wiring methods, providing requirements for the installation of various types of wiring, including conduit, cable, and raceways. This article specifies the types of wiring allowed for different applications and the installation methods that must be followed. Article 310 covers conductors for general wiring, detailing the requirements for conductor ampacity installation and identification. This article includes tables that provide the allowable ampacities of conductors based on their size, insulation type, and installation conditions. Article 430 covers motors, motor circuits, and controllers, detailing the requirements for the installation and protection of motors. This article includes requirements for motor overload protection, short circuit protection, and motor control circuits. Article 440 covers air conditioning and refrigerating equipment, detailing the requirements for the installation and protection of this equipment. This article includes requirements for disconnects, overload protection, and wiring methods. Article 500 through 505 cover hazardous locations, detailing the requirements for electrical equipment and wiring in areas where flammable gases, vapors, or dust may be present. These articles classify hazardous locations into different zones and divisions and specify the types of equipment that are permitted in each area. To prepare for the Experior exam based on the 2005 NEC, it is recommended to study the code thoroughly, paying particular attention to the key articles and tables. It is also helpful to work through practice questions and examples to test your understanding of the code requirements. There are many resources available to help you prepare for the exam, including study guides, practice exams, and online courses. By dedicating time and effort to studying the 2005 NEC, you can increase your chances of success on the Experior exam and demonstrate your knowledge of electrical safety and compliance. Always refer to the official 2005 National Electrical Code document for the most accurate and up-to-date information. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to follow all safety precautions and comply with all applicable codes and regulations. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector if you have any questions or concerns about electrical installations. The NEC is not just a set of rules, it is a comprehensive guide to electrical safety that is designed to protect people and property from the hazards of electricity. By understanding and following the NEC requirements, you can help to ensure that electrical installations are safe and reliable. In addition to studying the individual articles and tables, it is also important to understand the overall structure and organization of the NEC. The NEC is divided into chapters, articles, and sections, each addressing specific aspects of electrical installations. Understanding the relationships between these different parts of the code can help you to navigate the NEC more efficiently and find the information you need quickly. It is also important to stay up to date with the latest changes and revisions to the NEC. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and each edition incorporates new technologies, safety practices, and revisions based on field experience and evolving understanding of electrical hazards. By staying current with the latest edition of the NEC, you can ensure that you are following the most up-to-date safety standards and best practices. Studying the 2005 NEC effectively requires a strategic approach. One effective method is to begin with the foundational chapters, such as Chapter 1, which covers general requirements, and Chapter 2, which covers wiring and protection. These chapters provide a broad overview of the NEC scope and principles. After mastering the foundational chapters, you can move on to more specific chapters and articles that are relevant to your area of expertise or the type of electrical work you typically perform. For example, if you specialize in residential wiring, you should focus on the articles that cover branch circuits, dwelling units, and grounding requirements for residential systems. If you work in commercial or industrial settings, you should focus on the articles that cover feeders, services, and equipment grounding for commercial and industrial systems. When studying a particular article or section, it is helpful to read it carefully and thoroughly, paying attention to the keywords, phrases, and definitions. It is also helpful to look up any unfamiliar terms in the NEC glossary or other reference materials. After reading the article or section, try to summarize the main points in your own words. This will help you to solidify your understanding of the material and remember it later. It is also helpful to work through practice questions and examples to test your understanding of the code requirements. Many study guides and online resources offer practice questions that are similar to those found on the Experior Exam. Working through these questions can help you to identify your strengths and weaknesses and focus your studying on the areas where you need the most improvement. When working through practice questions, it is important to understand why the correct answer is correct and why the incorrect answers are incorrect. This will help you to develop a deeper understanding of the code requirements and avoid making similar mistakes on the exam. In addition to studying the NEC on your own, it can also be helpful to participate in study groups or online forums with other electrical professionals. This can provide you with opportunities to ask questions, share insights, and learn from the experiences of others. It is also helpful to attend workshops or seminars on the NEC. These events can provide you with valuable information and insights from experienced instructors and industry experts. The 2005 National Electrical Code is a critical resource for anyone involved in electrical work. It provides the standards for safe electrical installations, which are essential for protecting people and property. Whether you are preparing for the Experior Exam or simply want to improve your knowledge of electrical safety, studying the 2005 NEC is a worthwhile investment of your time and effort. Remember to always consult the official NEC document for the most accurate and up-to-date information, and always follow all safety precautions and comply with all applicable codes and regulations when performing electrical work. A deep understanding of the 2005 National Electrical Code involves more than just memorizing rules. It requires comprehending the underlying principles that guide the code's requirements. These principles are rooted in physics, electrical engineering, and practical experience. For example, understanding Ohm's law, which describes the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance, is crucial for understanding many of the NEC requirements for conductor sizing and overcurrent protection. Similarly, understanding the principles of grounding and bonding is essential for minimizing the risk of electrical shock and ensuring the proper operation of electrical equipment. By understanding the principles behind the code, you can better apply the requirements in different situations and make informed decisions about electrical installations. In addition to understanding the technical principles, it is also important to understand the legal and regulatory context of the NEC. The NEC is not a law itself, but it is often adopted by state and local governments as part of the building codes. This means that compliance with the NEC is legally required in many jurisdictions. Understanding the legal and regulatory requirements for electrical installations can help you to avoid fines, penalties, and other legal problems. It is also important to be aware of any local amendments or interpretations of the NEC. Many jurisdictions have local amendments that modify or supplement the NEC requirements. These amendments may be based on local conditions, such as climate, geology, or population density. It is also important to be aware of any interpretations of the NEC that have been issued by local electrical inspectors or regulatory agencies. These interpretations can provide additional guidance on how to apply the code requirements in specific situations. To stay up to date on the latest changes and revisions to the NEC, it is helpful to subscribe to industry publications, attend conferences and workshops, and participate in online forums. It is also helpful to network with other electrical professionals and share information and experiences. By staying informed and connected, you can ensure that you are always following the most up-to-date safety standards and best practices. Electrical work can be challenging and rewarding. By dedicating yourself to learning and mastering the NEC, you can become a skilled and knowledgeable electrical professional and make a valuable contribution to the safety and well-being of your community. Remember that electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By working together, we can create a safer and more reliable electrical environment for all. The 2005 National Electrical Code serves as a cornerstone for electrical safety, providing detailed guidelines for installations. Knowing how to navigate its structure is paramount. The code is organized into chapters, articles, and sections. Chapters offer broad topic categories, while articles delve into specific subjects within those categories. Sections provide the precise requirements and instructions. Definitions are the bedrock of understanding the NEC. It has a comprehensive glossary of terms. For example, the difference between grounded and grounding is critical. Chapter 1 outlines general requirements that apply universally, such as workspace around equipment and conductor identification. Chapter 2 focuses on wiring and protection, covering overcurrent protection with devices like circuit breakers and fuses, and essential grounding and bonding techniques. Key sections include 240 and 250. Chapter 3 addresses wiring methods and materials, specifying allowed wiring types and installation methods, including conduit and cables. Chapter 4 covers equipment for general use, such as receptacles, switches, and lighting fixtures, along with listing and labeling requirements. Chapter 5 delves into special occupancies like hazardous locations and healthcare facilities. Chapter 6 covers special equipment like electric signs and elevators. Chapter 8 addresses communication systems. Tables in the NEC offer critical data on conductor ampacity and conduit fill. Practical examples illustrate code application. Key articles in the 2005 NEC include Article 210 on branch circuits, detailing outlet requirements and load limits. Article 250 focuses on grounding and bonding, vital for safety. Article 300 covers wiring methods, specifying allowed types and installation practices. Article 310 addresses conductors, detailing ampacity and insulation. Article 430 covers motors and their control systems. Article 440 addresses air conditioning and refrigeration equipment. Articles 500 through 505 cover hazardous locations with flammable substances. Effective preparation involves studying the code, focusing on key articles and tables. Practice questions are invaluable. Resources include study guides, practice exams, and online courses. The 2005 NEC underlying principles are rooted in physics and electrical engineering. Ohm's law is crucial for understanding conductor sizing. Grounding and bonding minimize electrical shock risks. The NEC is often adopted into law, making compliance mandatory. Local amendments may exist altering the NEC. Stay updated through industry publications, conferences, and networking. A strong grasp of the 2005 National Electrical Code is crucial. It ensures safe electrical installations, protecting lives and property. Continuous learning and adherence to the NEC are paramount for electrical professionals.